All right, so this will be 12.5, and we're just going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. So basically, it's just a real big extreme case of combined like terms. Sure, that comes out to. Yeah, and I say extreme because it'll be like maybe 3 or 4 over here, and then like 3 or 4 over here, and you just have to add them up, whatever has the like terms in them. So you kind of saw that like on question 3 of the previous section. All right, so let's look at the first one. We're going to add 6x cubed plus 3x squared minus 8x plus 4 plus 2x cubed minus x squared plus 2x minus 8 plus 2x squared minus 7. Told you, like an extreme situation. Sometimes I have to write bigger. So just like in the previous section, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Right here. 2x cubed minus x squared plus 2x minus 8. And then this is 2x squared minus 7. Oh, you're good. Yeah. All right. So again, just like in the previous section, start with the highest degree first. In this case, they're all in standard form. So I would start with what? The third degree. So I have a 6x cubed plus a 2x cubed. So what is 6x cubed plus 2x cubed? There we go. Now combine your squares. Or not squares, second degree, whatever they call it. Well, let's see. So we got 3x squared plus negative 1x squared. What would that give me? Positive 2 plus a 2x squared, which would give you 4x squared. So in reality, in your calculator, you're just going to do 3 plus negative 1, because there's like an imaginary 1 here, plus 2. And it would come out 4. Right. That's why I have the little marks underneath them, because then I'm like, all right, I've done those. So it will be my next one. The x's. So I got negative 8x plus 2x. What would that give me? So that gives me negative 6x. There's none over here. So then that would be negative 6x. That's my answer. The x's. So that would be negative 8. Oh yeah. We're just going as we from highest degree to lowest. So then my last one would be the ones that don't have letters at all. So that's going to be 4 plus negative 8, which is negative 4 plus a negative 7. There you go. The final answer does not know. Mm-hmm. And all you had to do is just add the coefficients of the like terms. Now that's one way to do it. We call this the horizontal method. That's actually what I'm more familiar with. There is another method called the vertical method. So we're going to add the same thing, but I'm going to set it up vertically. Meaning, when I look at my long polynomial, I have a 7x cubed plus 2x squared plus 9. And instead of adding another polynomial, I'm going to add it below it. So actually, to kind of help you out, the one mistake that happens right here, actually, you know what? Let's just write it all together. Well, c plus 9, so you can see it. So this will be, so I'm adding, so I'm with a plus sign here. Then it's a negative 3x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 7. But one thing I want you to notice is these guys are not like terms. So just like when we used to add place values and stuff like that, I'm going to move this over here so it's under, or it's lined up with its like term. So all I did, I didn't change the value of this. I just shifted that plus 9 way over because it's just a number, no x. And so if you like the vertical method, then you can just kind of go like this. 7 plus negative 3. 4. And the x cube will stay that way. And then I would go 2 plus negative 5. Negative 3. And the x squared would stay the same. Blank plus 7x would just be 7x. As an exponent, yes, but we don't have to write it. And then 9 plus negative 7 would be 2. So completely up to you. It lines it all up and kind of makes it nice for you. I do too. That's what I'm more familiar with, but I can get the why people would like the bottom too, because it's all nice and lined up as well. But you kind of have to line it up. So it's going to be given to you still horizontally, but then you just have to kind of put all the like terms underneath each other. So again, there's a couple of methods. Feel free to use whichever one you like. This is vertical. It's up and down, and this is actually called horizontal. All right. So I'm going to give y'all one to try, and y'all can try any method. So I want you to add 6x squared minus 8x plus 3 plus x squared plus 4x plus 9. Say it one more time. Plus 9 at the end, yes. Whatever you're comfortable with. There's no right or, I mean, there's a wrong way. There's no wrong, right way. Yeah. Plenty of wrong ways, but no wrong, right ways. I get to a point where you can ask yourself the same questions. That's right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's no number there. There's like an imaginary one. So what is 6 plus 1? Mm-hmm. Don't forget that X if you didn't write it down. There it is. Perfect. Well, seems like y'all got addition down. Let's try subtraction. All right, so we have now 7x to the fourth minus 18x cubed plus 8x squared minus 11 minus, instead of plus now, negative 8x to the fourth minus 15x to the third plus 3x squared minus 12. Same process, but subtraction can get students due to the fact of the whole minus negative stuff. All right, so I'm going to start off with my biggest degree, which is 4. What is 7 minus negative 8? 15. Very good. And then the x to the fourth will still be x to the fourth. Mm-hmm. So now what's negative 18 minus negative 15? Negative 3. And then what is 8 minus 3? I don't think I have any x terms, do I? I do not. So what is negative 11 minus negative 12? Minus negative 12. Positive 1. Oh, I think with y'all's you have a special negative and a minus. I think the one in parentheses is the negative and then just the. Yeah. So same process, you're just subtracting. But what gets students is that minus a negative concept. If you plug in the calculator, you know you won't make the mistake. If you don't use the calculator, then you need to realize that you're really doing 7 minus a negative. That means 7 plus 8, and that's how we got 15. All right. I'm going to try another one. So again, here is a vertical way to do this. And you can try either method you like. Let's take 9x cubed minus 6x squared plus 1 minus, a lot of people put it in parentheses as well to make sure you understand it's a minus and doesn't make the first one negative. 3x cubed plus 3x squared plus 8x. Again, do these last two terms combine? Nope. So I'm going to put a gap. I'm going to put the plus 1 over here. 4. Mm-hmm. This is the vertical way. The first one I just showed you was the horizontal way. And this is just a vertical way. And you don't have to do it any certain way. You can choose whichever one you're more comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So in this process, it'll be kind of the same. So what's 9 minus 3? It becomes 6x cubed. What's negative 6 minus 3? Very good. Here's a tricky one. What's blank minus 8? So it becomes a negative 8. You could think of it like 0. What is 0 minus 8? And you would get negative 8x. In addition, we could just drop it like it is. But because of that subtraction, it's going to adjust that sign. Ooh, now check this one out. This is now 1 minus 0. What would that be? Positive. So if there's a blank there, you can just treat it like a 0. So 0 minus 8 gave me negative 8, and 1 minus 0 gave me 1.
You know, the calculator gives it to you the right way.
Mm-hmm. And we'll let you.
If you put 0 minus 8.
Yeah, there for a second, I was like, are you plugging this in the calculator? Because I need to know this way. I meant like all the letters and everything. I was like, whoa. I'm all about like if there's a way in the calculator. Oh, those are usually meant for like the graphing part. So when you're graphing it. Yeah. Hey, but if you can figure it out, I get to you. All right, here we go. So on this next one, I'm going to let you try any method you want. You're still subtracting, just an FYI. But now it's going to be 6x to the fourth minus 5x plus 11 minus 2x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus 4x plus 8. Try any method you would like. All right. So we'll start off with the x to the fourth. So what is 6 minus 2? Very good. There is no x cubed over here, but I have one single x cubed over here. So what would it be? There it is, because there's none over here. Okay, cool. I said there's none over here. So it'd be like 0 minus 3 would give me negative 3x cubed. And then I don't have any squares. So I'm going to move on to the x's. So then I have negative 5 minus negative 4. Yes. So negative x. Negative 1's technically correct. I worry that your homework might count it wrong because the 1 is like imaginary. It's not actually there. So it'd just be minus x. And so now we have 11 minus 8. Positive 3. All right. Feel good about subtraction? All right. Let's try to really confuse you on this next one. We're not going to multiply yet, but let's do a combination of addition and subtraction. So number 7. 3x minus bracket 1 plus 4 parentheses 5 minus 2x close parentheses plus 3x close bracket. Yeah, that's how your homework will finish. All right, so the rules of PEMDAS can still kind of apply when coming to simplifying expressions. There's nothing in so with parentheses, you have to do the most inner parentheses. That would be the 5 minus 2x. Can't combine those. So then I move outside of it. A number next to the parentheses indicates multiplication. So I can now multiply before I can combine everything inside. So I'm going to take that 4 and I'm going to multiply. So right now I'm going to rewrite everything. So 4 times 5 gives me, so this becomes plus 20. 4 times negative 2x. Four times negative 2x. Negative 8. Perfect. Close bracket. So now that the most inner parentheses are gone, I can now simplify inside these brackets, which are just basically another set of parentheses. Let me rewrite this now. What can I combine within this bracket? The 7. Oh, yeah, sorry. The 1 and the 20. So what's 1 plus 20? 21. Not funny anymore, you know? That was like a couple of years and it was gone. This whole 67 thing is like lasted way longer. Perfect. Now we basically have a simpler version of what we were just doing. So what is 3x minus negative 5x? It's 8 because a minus a negative would make it a plus. So it ends up actually being 3 plus 8. No, you're good. It ends up being 8x. And then I have no constant. minus 21. Negative 21. There it is. I'm going to give you one to try, and I think we can put a wrap on a bow on this one. We'll do some multiplication. Call it a night. All right. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going backwards here. Number 8. Negative 5 parentheses x minus 3 close parentheses plus 3 bracket x plus 2 parentheses x minus 3 close parentheses close bracket. Let's see how you do on this one. So do your best, see what you come up with. This is the times to make the errors. All right. So best approach, work on the most interior parentheses. And that would be this guy right here. So I'm just going to, and if you want it to, you go ahead and distribute here if you want it to. But due to step by step, I'm just going to ignore it for now and just work the interior. But if you wanted to do multiple steps, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to come back to it later. So I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to distribute it. So 2 times x, 2 times negative 3, negative 6, 5 times 3, negative 15, which I think that if you were looking at this as a guide, you might have seen the 5 and then attached it here type thing, which happens all the time, especially on open note tests. You end up looking at the example, it looks like what's on the test, and then the 2 questions blend together, and you're like, how'd I get it wrong? You're like, where'd these numbers come from? And you look back at your notes and go, oh, man. All right, so then I'm going to simplify inside these parentheses. the brackets, sorry. So I can combine the x's, so that does become 3x minus 6. Now I have two different sets of parentheses that need distributing. So I'm actually going to do them both at the same time. So negative 5 times x would give me negative 5x. Very good. It's all right. You might have already wrote it, but yeah. Gotcha. Negative 5 times negative 3. There's your 15. 3 times 3x. Three times 3x. 9. It would be 9x. You're good. And then 3 times negative 6. Negative 18. And now I can combine one last time. So negative 5x plus 9x. So I get 4x. And then 15 minus 18. There you go. All this for just a little old 4x minus 3. I would give us another break, but since we only have 14 minutes, I'm going to try to go as far into 12.6 as I can. And then you'll just have to look out for some extra videos for the rest of it. Oh, yep. Your book comes up with a lot of different ways to multiply. So I'm assuming your Alex will too. I'm going to show you a method. Huh? Oh gosh, wrong program. Hawks. Alex is a different program. What was that his name? Yeah. Alex is what I use for my statistics dual credit class. Hawks I use pretty much for the rest of everything else. The only reason I haven't switched over because like my whole stats class is like perfectly made. I'm like, I ain't trying to trade a different program. All right, so like I said, the book has plenty of different ways to do it. So I'm assuming Hawks will probably try to show you different ways. But at the end of the day, you're still trying to do the same thing, and that's multiply polynomials. So I'm going to show you what high school students have really taken away with, and and what's nice about it, it really organizes all of your work so you don't get lost. Because the methods I learned when I was a kid, you can get lost and signs get lost, right? So let me go ahead and end this one and